hoppity happening. We are back with an upper body day. And, I always start with pull-ups, chasing that muscle-up goal. You know how it is. And, while I train today, I just want to go over what programming might look like for you. Because I have a really hard time not training all the way to failure. I have to be very intentional when I'm ramping up exercises I haven't done before or haven't done in a while. That way, so I don't overdo it. I've been training pull-ups for a year and a half, so I have no problem taking this to absolute failure. In this exact scenario, I'm wearing a 4-pound weight vest because I do believe in progressive overload. I'm doing 11 reps here, and next week I'm going to try to do 12, and I'm just, that kind of progress really excites me. If that's not exciting for you and you're more of a kettlebell person, I would say that go ahead and use kettlebells, and just try to do a little bit more than you did last time. And that's really kind of Coach Greg's whole thing, harder than last time, and I believe that's completely true. He doesn't necessarily track his weights and reps and sets the way I do, or the way that maybe the likes of Jeff Nippard would, and that's totally fine because that's what he likes to do, and this is what I like to do. I do 5 to 6 exercises, 1 set each, very minimal warm-up usually, and just I know it increases the chance of injury risks, but I work in higher rep ranges, which decreases my chance of injury risks, so I think it all kind of evens out. But you just got to do what fits into your schedule, what's going to work for you. I have 3 kids. I have a wife. I work full-time, so I get up at 5 a.m. to work out, and I try to keep my workout under a half hour, and that's why it's so quick. On this particular day, I tried to keep my rest breaks in between sets around 2 minutes, and you'll notice I go push, pull, and then I throw shoulders in there somewhere, and then I do a tricep exercise right at the end. I'm just trying to not overlap my muscle groups that way, so, it's a bit of a, cardio workout. It's a bit of weights. I do a lot of steady state cardio outside of this, but I really don't do any, HIIT training. This is the closest thing to HIIT that I do. And I just want to encourage everybody out there, figure out what you like for exercise. I'm not going to sit here and say everybody needs to do steady state cardio. I'm not going to sit here and say everybody needs to lift weights. I'm also not going to say that nobody should do cardio and nobody should lift weights. That's way too general of a concept. So maybe you need to hear it from me. You're going to hear this a lot on this channel, but you need to do what's fun for you. Do you like to play basketball? Then join a basketball league. Do you like to play pickleball? Play pickleball. Do you like to move heavy shit around? Then move heavy stuff around. You know what I mean? You got to do what you like, because if you like to do it, you're going to stick to it. I lifted weights all through high school. I was on the powerlifting team. I was a part of football. As soon as I didn't have that structure in my life, I didn't work out anymore. And then I committed and did insanity. 60 days, all out, lost a ton of weight, got in pretty good shape. But as soon as it was done, I stopped exercising. What happened? All that weight came back. All that cardiovascular conditioning went away. And guess what? I really didn't like it. It was pretty boring doing the same video all the time. The one thing I did like about it was, I think it was once every 2 weeks, they did a test, how many push-ups can you do in a minute, and how many of this exercise can you do in a minute. I really liked that aspect of it. I liked seeing the progression that way. And what's kind of nice is with the way I lift weights now, I basically see progression similar to that twice a week, because I lift weights twice a week. I do upper bodies on Tuesday, and I do lower body on Friday. And I try to beat the weight or reps that I did the week before that. And that is very, very, very exciting to me. I absolutely love that. Really, the only weights I tracked when I used to lift weights all the time in middle school and high school was my 1-rep maxes. And that was mainly the 1-rep max on the bench press. I was never big into squatting or deadlift, probably because I wasn't naturally gifted at it. I was naturally gifted at the bench press. And I just want to hear from you guys. Leave in the comments below, what kind of exercise programs have you done in the past that you didn't even like to do it, but you stuck with it for a month, 2 months, maybe even a year, a couple years, and you just didn't like it every single day? because right now I'm at a spot in my life where I absolutely love the exercises that I do. The main things I do is lift weights. You see the videos here, you see the vlogs here. And then the other thing I'll do is ride bike. I got a bike set up on a trainer in my basement, and I watch a lot of videos. I do a lot of Coach Greg and chill. I watch a lot of Coach Greg videos while on the bike, but I'll also watch movies, and I'll watch TV shows. Man, I just finished up a TV show. I don't remember the name of it, but basically this football star gets in trouble, goes undercover as somebody else to be on a football team in college. Very nice show, but what's nice is when you're doing long zone 2 steady state cardio, you have the mental capacity to focus on a TV show like that. And you know, I put in probably anywhere from 2 to 3 hours every week on the bike. Nothing too crazy. I'm trying to slowly build that up, but with how intense my upper body and lower body days are, I just don't have much left in the tank to do a bunch of extra cycling, but I am slowly trying to build that up to more and more every week. But yeah, this workout today, I got a PR on the pull-ups, I got a PR on the dips. I switched to bent over rows from deadlift because deadlifting 2 days a week was just way too much. And then on these incline presses, I was 2 reps short of my goal. So I actually did 1 less rep than last week. But I will say the shorter rest break in between was very taxing. And also, I was freaking whipped after those pull-ups and dips. Those took it out of me. You could probably see the all-out effort on those. And you'll see, I'll post each, not each, but a lot of the workouts individually in my shorts. So you can check those out if you want to go back and see, you know, kind of what effort I put in or count how many reps I did specifically. That's up to you guys. I'm just putting those out there with a little bit of music on them. Just so you can see my technique, and I'm looking for feedback. Is there any way you guys think I could improve? Anything time-saving wise would be super helpful because I don't have a ton of time. Also, just suggestions for form, posture, that kind of stuff. Always just looking to do a little bit better than I did last time. And I'll also point out in this video, everything in between the sets is sped up, and then I do just my actual set speed. So that way you guys can see the rep speed, see how that slows down. And the other thing too is everybody's different. Some people are pretty grindy, and even though their rep speed slows down, they can still hammer out more reps. Some people, their rep speed will go from everything all the way down to nothing. And that's just difference in genetics, differences in how people's muscles work. But all in all, this was a really good workout. I'm going to be sore for probably 2-3 days after this. And that's going to be lats, upper chest, very likely side delts, because that's a new stimulus. I haven't done lateral raises in a while. I've been doing upright rows, but since I went to the bent over rows, I decided to switch from the upright rows to lateral raises, just so there's not too much going in to the same, you know, like elbow and shoulder kind of hinging movements with the pull-ups, bent over rows, upright rows. I just felt like a lot of similar work, even though I know it is in different directions and it's a little different. But sometimes upright rows, when I start to get to heavier weights, make my right shoulder feel weird. So I've never had too much trouble with the lateral raises. So I'm going to hit those lateral raises now. And I'm actually upping the rep range in lateral raises because sometimes those will get uncomfortable in the shoulder joint at heavier weights, so I'm going to up those to 15. I was going 12, and then I'd go up by 5 pounds. If I did 12 reps, I'd go up by 5 pounds, but I'm going to switch that to 15 just because it was just a little too much on the old shoulder joint, making it cry a little bit. One thing I'd want to start doing in the future on this channel is kind of a Q&A. So for my long cardio sessions, I'd like to vlog those as well. I just don't have enough words to, I mean, I could probably spew words out, but that's not going to be really that awesome of content if I'm just talking for 45 minutes, hour and a half. That's why this video is sped up, so the whole thing's 13 minutes. So I don't drone on for too long, you know what I mean? But if you guys put questions in the comment section, when I get like 50 questions saved up, I would absolutely love to do a long cardio session and just go through questions. I think that would be really cool. I think it'd be a lot of fun. And if I ever get better Wi-Fi or Wi-Fi at all, I'd love to even just do a live session where I'm riding the bike and answering questions. I think that'd be super cool too. Obviously, I would need more engagement before that. If I was to go live right now, I think it'd just be me working out with myself, which is basically what I've been doing this whole time anyways. So that'd be kind of boring. All right. Those, I will say my side delts after that felt like they were the size of bowling balls, but now going back doing the voiceover for this video, they look totally normal, which is crazy because that's not how they felt. Actually, after this workout, I had a shoulder pump for like 3 hours afterwards. I was at work walking around, felt like my delts were touching my ears, which obviously isn't the case, but that's just how it feels sometimes. That pump can feel so good. And this is my last exercise. Just trying to bring the long head of the tricep up to meet the other end. I've done so much pressing and dips and that kind of stuff in my life that my long head is definitely smaller than the other heads of the tricep there. So that's what this exercise is trying to bring up. And I will say I am noticing intense long head tricep soreness from this exercise. So that lets me know I'm targeting the right spot. I know muscle soreness and pump isn't a direct indicator of growth, but it is a direct indicator of what muscle I worked. And if I know I worked the muscle, I know it's going to grow. Especially if I'm getting stronger, that's also a good sign that the muscle's growing, right? So I'm just really excited about working out. I hope you guys can all find a type of working out that you love. I just had this idea. Maybe I'll talk over these videos about like different types of working out that I've done in the past. I was really into jump rope a few years ago. I got really good at jump rope. The only problem I had with jumping rope was the shin splints would absolutely kill and the DOMs were insane. But it is a very cognitively engaging, super fun exercise. I just think it's really, really easy to overdo it with jump rope. And I don't know if I need to do a whole video on that now that I am just said that, because that's basically what the whole video is going to be. So there's a free jump rope summary. Maybe I'll transition these into more of a vlog style where I kind of talk about what's going through my head while I work out and that kind of stuff. But, you know, I just want to say God is on your side. Did a nice long talk about this verse, and we're going to dive into this verse deeper on leg day. So I'm going to complete my leg day Friday, and we'll see when I get the voiceover done and get it uploaded. But look out for that. We'll be talking more about gnats and camels.